Welcome to today's Wealth WOD, everyone. Michael Beresford here from Open Wealth Creation, coming to you live, talking about renovations. We've done a fair bit on renovations of late, so I'm not going to recap all of that and their merits as an investment option. I guess one of the most common things that we hear is something that I want to address, because it's definitely not accurate, and it's definitely not the foundation that you want to be basing significant financial investments on. And really it comes down to the way that valuations work and the way that renovations are reflected in those valuations more than anything. So a common example that we hear all the time is that, Michael, my house is worth $500,000, for example. I'm going to spend $50,000 on a cosmetic renovation, painting, maybe an upgrade to the kitchen and the bathrooms, perhaps. That'd probably be a bit more than 50 grand, but let's say it was 50 grand. And then they believe that the bank valuation will reflect a $550,000 value. Now that's not the case. And the reason it's not the case is because the way that the majority of properties are assessed in terms of a bank valuation. Okay. Now, Gary, this is for you. You'll notice the increased font that we're running with today. Gary needs to get his glasses checked. He told me I need to write bigger. So here we go. There are three kinds of valuations. The first is a desktop valuation. Now, valuers, I feel for them. They're overworked, they're underpaid, they have to do 8 to 10 of these things a day to earn a living. So, my saying is they're churning a sausage factory here. They're not gift wrapping it and putting a nice little ribbon on top. So, what they do is they do what's called a desktop valuation. RP data, look at some comparable sales evidence online on the database, and then assign a value to the property based on that. The second one takes a little bit more effort, and it's called the drive-by. Not just a great song by Train, but actually going out to the property, camping out the front and going, oh yep, the property exists, it looks all right, and then they drive off, do their comparable sales research and put a value on the property. The third way is the actual walkthrough, where they come through, they actually check out the house, they'll probably take some measurements and so forth. They're the three key types of valuations. Now, if you've done an internal renovation and maybe spent $50,000 on it, the only way that will get noticed is in a walkthrough valuation. And the vast majority of valuations, especially when clients have a low loan to value ratio, are done quick and dirty, so to speak, with either desktop or drive-bys. So quite often, internal improvements can be made to the home in terms of cosmetic stuff, never even be seen by a valuer. So guys, I'm not saying don't renovate your property. What I'm just saying is understand that you're probably not going to get a return on the money that you spend on a valuation from a bank, because most of the time they just see it from outside. Okay, so everything that I've explained today is to do around the cosmetic renovation side of things. Now, where a renovation can actually improve the value in a valuer's eyes is when you're adding features or bedrooms. Okay, so if you were to do a larger renovation and maybe add another bedroom, maybe 2 onto the property, then you would expect that would get you a better valuation result in the bank. Obviously it'd be a bit more expensive, but you generally would be compared to, obviously, if you had 3 bedrooms and you added a bedroom, you'd now be compared to 4-bedroom houses, which will be more expensive in the area. So if you're looking for valuation increase through renovations, to increase your chances, just make sure it's more adding value as opposed to just cosmetic stuff. Okay. Now, the final thing is just a quick recap on the difference between a market appraisal and a valuation. If you do a cosmetic renovation to the property, then the real estate agent that comes out and tells you what you could probably sell your property for is going to give you a better result if it looks nicer and less needs to be done in the buyer's eyes. Okay? The bank valuation is what's fundamental in terms of being able to pull equity out of that property to help you get your next one. Okay? So they will differ. Typically, the real estate agent will be more bullish about what can be achieved when emotion's involved and there are buyers there. The valuer is doing a risk assessment for lending, so they're going to be a bit more conservative and simply look at the core foundation of the property, being land size, bedrooms, features. Happy renovating. If you're doing it to your own home, hope you love it. Thanks for joining us.